In India's southern part lies Kerala, a state on India's tropical Malabar coast with 600 kilometers of Arabian Sea shoreline. Kerala is a very green state, known for palm-lined beaches, backwaters, canals, tea and coffee plantations, and it is also spice capital of the world. In northern part of Kerala lies a small town Kudathai with population of 12,000. In this small town, everyone knows everyone and what everyone is up to. In this small town lived a Catholic Christian family of Tom and Anamma Thomas. Tom Thomas was an education officer and his wife Anamma Thomas was a school teacher. They had three children, two sons and a daughter. Eldest son Roy Thomas was a businessman. Second son Rojo Thomas was settled in USA. And third was a daughter named Renji Thomas. Jolly Joseph was born to a Catholic family in Vazavara, Idukki district. After graduating from a school, she studied at a college in Pala. One of her classmates describes her as friendly and outgoing and enjoyed spending lavishly. Jolly Joseph first traveled to Kudathai to attend her aunt's housewarming in 1987. That was when she first met Roy Thomas. They fell in love and were married in February of 1997, and they both moved to live with Tom and Anamma Thomas. Roy's sister Renji says, Jolly was everyone's favorite. My parents loved her. She was friendly and caring. In 1997, Jolly and Roy have their first son, Romo. A year later, Jolly told the family about her dream of becoming a teacher and wanted to pursue Bachelor of Education. After her in-laws decided to take care of the child, she started going out to pursue the degree. In the meantime, Jolly came in contact with Roy's first cousin, M.S. Matthews, who was a manager at a jewelry store. A tragedy struck Thomas' family when family matriarch Anamma Joseph died due to some unknown illness. Jolly told everyone that it was due to her mother-in-law's untreated cardiac issues. Like a good daughter-in-law, she took over all the responsibilities of the household. Soon after, Jolly got a job as a guest lecturer at the National Institute of Technology Kozhikode and started going there on the regular basis. Around this time, Jolly started talking about how her house was cursed and she started attending Sunday Mass and having meditation meetings at her home regularly. A neighbor of the Thomas family, Muhammad Bawa, who was very close to the family, said there was no happiness left in the family after Anamma Thomas's death. In 2004, Jolly and Roy had another son who they named Roland. Then tragedy struck again. In September 2008, Tom Thomas became violently ill and soon died after. Jolly was there that afternoon. Neighbor Muhammad Bawa remembered hearing sound of someone ill next door. He said Jolly called him and calmly told him that her 66-year-old father-in-law wasn't well. When Bawa got there, he said he found Tom Thomas lying flat on his back, foaming at the mouth. Bawa took him to the hospital where doctors declared him dead from a heart attack. After death of Tom Thomas, Dolly inherited all the wealth according to a will of Tom Thomas. Looks like Jolly was right about the house being cursed because in October 2011, Jolly's husband Roy Thomas died after having dinner. Roy's mother Anamma Thomas had a brother, 67-year-old Matthew. Matthew insisted on having Roy Thomas's autopsy. Conducted at the Kozhikode Medical College, it revealed presence of potassium cyanide in Roy's body. Jolly explained that Roy had committed suicide due to debt accumulated because of his business going bad and pleaded with her family not to talk about it and spoil the family reputation. Police registered case of suicide but closed the case after Jolly's statement. In April 2014, Jolly went to visit Matthew when suddenly Matthew fell ill and was taken to the hospital. Later, he died in the hospital. Cause of Matthew's death was listed as heart attack. Jolly's father-in-law Tom Thomas had a brother Zachariah. Zachariah had been a wealthy man. Zachariah had only one child, a son named Shaju Zachariah, who was a school teacher. Shaju was married to Silly and had two children, a son and a 2-year-old daughter Elfine. Jolly had a liking for Shaju. She had stated publicly that she wished to have a husband like Shaju. In May 2014, Shaju had organized a Holy Communion for his son at his home. Jolly had also travelled to his home for the communion. Suddenly, Shaju's 2-year-old daughter Elfine fell sick and was rushed to a hospital. Elfine was asthmatic and had been receiving treatment since birth. 2 days later, on 3rd May 2014, Elfine passed away. It was thought that she might have choked on a piece of food. In January 2016, Jolly and Shaju's wife Silly went to a dental clinic together. There, Silly fell ill and later died in an hospital. No one raised any doubt and no autopsy was performed. In 2017, Jolly's dream came true and she married Shaju Zakaria. And then all hell broke loose.
All right, an update coming in an alleged case of poisoning of 6 people. In fact, this is coming from Kozhikode in Kerala. Shaju, the second husband of the accused, has been called up for investigation by the authorities. Shaju was reached the crime branch office in Kozhikode earlier. He was questioned thrice by the investigation team. The investigation team suspects that he knew that Jolly had poisoned and killed his wife and daughter. Gopi Krishnan Unithan, my colleague, is now joining me with live more on this story. Gopi, just bring us up to speed with the latest.
Well, Ankit, the state police and the special branch seems to have opened a Pandora's box as far as this case is concerned, because as every single day progresses and goes by, we are getting to know about new developments and more people being involved in this case. To give a very brief background of this case, 3 people have been arrested in connection with the 6 deaths which happened over a period of 14 years within the same family in Kozhikode district. Now, the arrested people include 47-year-old Jolly and 2 of her friends, 2 of them who we believe and the police believe would have actually given her the poison for carrying out this particular act. And now in the latest, Jolly's second husband has now been arrested, has now been called upon by the investigation team for questioning, and we still do not really know if he will be taken to custody or arrested. The police team, in fact, actually suspect that this particular person, Shaju, who has now been taken up for questioning, knew that Jolly had involvements in these deaths which happened within the family. Most importantly, it's also very important to note the fact that Jolly is also suspected to have poisoned and killed Shaju's wife and daughter, after which Shaju and Jolly decided to get married. So it seems to be a very complicated case at the moment. The police investigation is still underway, and they are actually tipping us off that there will be more arrests which will be made in this case very soon. Back to you, Ankit.
Thank you for joining us with all those details.
Jolly's second husband, Shaju, has been released after questioning for lack of evidence. In 2021, Shaju applied for divorce from Jolly. 3 more people have been arrested in relation to this case: MS Matthews and Praji Kumar for suspicion of supplying cyanide to Jolly, and a local politician for forging will of Tom Thomas. By the time Jolly remarried, people close to her had begun to suspect something was wrong. After the death of Jolly's first husband in 2011, a new version of Tom Thomas's will surfaced, which said that the family home should be transferred to Jolly. Suspicious about the changed will, Roy Thomas's brother Rojo Thomas began to look into the people who had witnessed the will. Rojo Thomas, in the course of his investigations, found that Jolly didn't really work at NIT as she had claimed. The whole family attacked Rojo. They were not ready to believe him. Such was the clouded image of Jolly in the family. They all thought that Rojo Thomas was saying this because he had an eye on the house and property himself. Rojo requested a copy of the autopsy conducted on Roy Thomas and found a discrepancy in Jolly's story. Jolly had told Bawa that she was making her husband an omelette for dinner when he suddenly ran to the bathroom and collapsed. But according to the autopsy, Roy Thomas had eaten a dinner of rice and chickpea curry the night he died. When Rojo Thomas confronted Jolly about the inconsistencies, she stuck to her original story. The men became even more suspicious. So, Baba, Rojo Thomas, and Rojo's sister Ranjit Thomas began looking closely at all the deaths themselves. In each case, they found a common link. Jolly had been present. In 2019, they complained to the district police, who forwarded their complaint to the Thamarassery police station. But Baba said they were told that nothing was to investigate because the autopsy listed suicide as Roy Thomas's cause of death. They complained again to the crime unit of the Kozhikode police, and this time the police agreed there was a potential criminal case. Police began to investigate in August, and they soon found holes in Jolly's stories too. Like Rojo Thomas, police discovered Jolly wasn't really a professor at the NIT University as she had claimed. Although she had an identity card from the university, police found she had faked her role as a professor to get people's respect. NIT's registrar confirmed that Joseph had never worked there, although police investigations found she sometimes came to the campus and bought tea in the canteen. Yet, that wasn't the only strange thing police said they discovered about Jolly. They thought it odd that she told people Roy Thomas had died of a heart attack when she knew the cause of death was suicide by cyanide. Altogether, authorities said they found about 50 discrepancies between her statement to police and other evidence. As there had been no autopsy after any of the deaths besides Roy Thomas's, police ordered the bodies to be exhumed and tested. After 2 months of analyzing the evidence, Indian police were ready to go public. At an October 5 press conference crammed with Indian press, Kozhikode District Police Superintendent K.G. Simon announced a major development. Joseph had confessed to murdering all 6 family members, Simon said, adding that she had poisoned them with cyanide to gain control over the family's assets, and then marry the man she had her eye on. Police said Jolly poisoned her in-laws to get hold of the house, and as her marriage to Roy Thomas worsened, Joseph killed him too. She then allegedly killed her husband's uncle Matthew, who had been the most adamant that Roy Thomas needed to have a post-mortem, by mixing poison in an alcoholic drink, police documents show. She allegedly killed Celie Sakaria and her daughter Elphine by poisoning their water and food respectively to get closer to Shaju Sakaria. Jolly told many people she wished for a husband like Shaju, Simon said. According to police documents, Joseph had been arrested for alleged murder of Matthew, Elphine, and her father-in-law Tom Thomas. Jolly decided to murder her mother-in-law after Anamma began restricting her freedom, not allowing her to leave the house. In September 2002, Jolly poisoned a bowl of mutton soup with cyanide. Soon after eating it, Anamma died. Explaining the death as a result of her mother-in-law's cardiac issues, Jolly took control of the family. In September 2008, Tom Thomas became violently ill after eating boiled tapioca, dying soon after. Jolly was the only person with him that afternoon. Once again, she explained the death as a result of cardiac problem. In October 2011, she killed her husband Roy after poisoning his dinner with cyanide. In April 2014, Matthew collapsed and died after drinking a cup of coffee Jolly had poisoned with cyanide. Jolly traveled to Shaju's home in Kodancherry to attend the Holy Communion of his son. Reaching early in the morning, she helped cook breakfast and then volunteered to feed their 2-year-old daughter Elphine. Soon after, Elphine fell violently ill and died in the hospital. In January 2016, while at a dental clinic with Celie, Jolly poisoned a glass of water and gave it to her to drink. Jolly had plans to kill 2 children in the family, just like she had before, by feeding them food laced with cyanide. The children also showed symptoms similar to those poisoned, seizures and apnea, but they managed to survive. Their identities have not been revealed by the police. The case of Jolly Joseph is still pending in court, and if proven guilty, she could get life sentence or death penalty.